People want more beef. Caitlin Clark reveals one reason why NBA ratings dropped. Caitlin Clark discussed more than just the WNBA in her recent appearance in the New Heights podcast with the Kelce brothers. The episode, which aired on January 2nd, got the attention of many Clark fans, as well as fans of Jason and Travis Kelce. Clark also threw light on what she thought was currently wrong with the NBA and why the ratings were so low. It is true that NBA viewership has dipped, and this is not exactly a current problem. The ratings have dipped in the last decade, with many NBA analysts trying their best to give solutions for the same. Caitlin Clark, of course, is not the only person to suggest that the low levels of rivalry in the NBA might be the main reason why lots of people don't watch basketball anymore. Former players like Shaq and Charles Barkley have also mentioned this in discussion forums, while also blaming team management and even three-pointers for the dip in ratings. In contrast, WNBA viewership has gone up since the previous year, mainly because of Caitlin Clark herself. For this reason and her incredible performance in her rookie season, Clark was awarded numerous titles, like Athlete of the Year by Time magazine and Female Athlete of the Year by the Associated Press. Caitlin Clark reveals injury which welcomed her to the WNBA. On another note, Caitlin Clark also discussed the injury which officially welcomed her to the WNBA. Clark and the Indiana Fever played against the New York Liberty back in June last year, and she managed to hit her ear on another player and popped her eardrum. Luckily, there was no bleeding, but Clark could not hear properly for the next few weeks. Apparently, this one injury was an eye-opener as well as a milestone for Clark, who felt welcomed to the W. After her injury, Clark could be seen walking toward the locker room and did not play for the rest of the way. Luckily for the Indiana Fever star, the injury was not an obstacle on her journey toward becoming Rookie of the Year in the WNBA. For more sports content, click here to get more sports content from Hardwood Heroics. You can reach out to Yel Bacchiano Mayo through marielameo@gmail.com. You can also check out our other sports content on Wisconsin Heroics and Gridiron Heroics. Yel is a broadcast communications graduate from the University of Perpetual Help Delta and has pursued a career in television and news writing in Net 25 and Radio Aguila. Some of her works can also be seen through her previous publication in Fast Break, Calmed, PH. Football is America's favorite thing. Caitlin Clark reveals why NBA is below NFL ratings. Caitlin Clark started off 2025 by appearing as a guest in the New Heights podcast with Jason and Travis Kelce. The episode is definitely going down as one of the most popular in the program and had Clark dropping hot takes on a number of topics. Clark also discussed viewership of the WNBA and the NBA. After her arrival, the WNBA saw a magnificent hike in viewership, which in turn led to higher revenue for the league. However, their male counterpart, the NBA, saw a dip in rating by almost 28% after the first month of the ongoing season. Various sports critics and analysts have been discussing this disappointing pattern which has been ongoing for the last few years. Caitlin Clark's views on the matter are definitely legit and were even echoed by other legends in the league like Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley. In the recent past, O'Neal and Barkley have spoken out against the current trend in the NBA, such as poor team management and lack of rivalry, which have in turn reduced the ratings. Caitlin Clark discusses how her mom turned into a Swiftie. In the same podcast episode, Caitlin Clark also discusses her love of Taylor Swift, which is quite universally known. Clark has been seen in a number of Taylor Swift concerts and surprised fans when she showed up with her mom and her two cousins in an Eras Tour performance. While Clark has been following Taylor Swift ever since she was little, her mom and seems a little late to the game, and apparently turned into a full-on Swiftie at an Eras Tour concert in Indianapolis, shocking Clark. Clark's comments about Taylor Swift were indeed a treat for Travis Kelce, who is currently dating the pop icon. Jason Kelce also could not help but smile widely when Swift's topic and popularity were being discussed on the episode. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift have been romantically linked since 2023 after the NFL player met her at one of her concerts. For more sports content, click here to get more sports content from Hardwood Heroics. You can also reach out to Yel Bacchiano Mayo through marielameo@gmail.com. You can also check out our other sports content on Wisconsin Heroics and Gridiron Heroics. Yell is a broadcast communications graduate from the University of Perpetual Help Delta and has pursued a career in television and news writing in Net 25 and Radio Aguila. Some of her works can also be seen through her previous publication in Fast Break, ph. Caitlin Clark's high school coach Scott Babinat knew he was witnessing greatness right away. He took over a new assistant coaching job at Dowling Catholic High School in West Des Moines, Iowa in 2016. Moving from the Bay Area, the veteran coach of 20-plus years had an immediate comp for his new talisman, NBA great Steph Curry. You're never going to believe this, but we are coaching a player that will become the female version of Steph Curry in many people's minds, Babinat recalled telling a friend over the phone in 2016 in an interview with Athlon Sports. Head coach Kristen Meyer saw a confidence and basketball IQ that set Clark apart from her teenage peers, as well as a fierce, competitive streak. She understood that it wasn't good. It didn't help the team. It didn't help her play better, Meyer revealed. But also, she gets so into the moment that she can't help herself. Teammate Ella McVeigh, who went on to play softball for the University of Michigan, said Clark was always 3 or 4 steps ahead of her teammates and officials, which often led to dropped passes or missed calls. Because she's so hard to guard, the opponent is fouling her pretty much every single possession, at least 1 or 2 times, because she's just so much more skilled and quicker and knows how to get people off balance, Meyer said. But also, as a ref, you can't call every single one or, the game doesn't get to be played, right? Clark was also already approaching the game like a pro. She turned up early to do extra shooting and had already watched film on her opponents before the team sessions. I feel like all the greats kind of have that tendency where it's like when they flip the switch, they're in kill mode, McVeigh added. But not only does Caitlin have that quality, but she also has the quality of being a sister, being a daughter, being a friend to a lot of the people in her life. Something I think people need to recognize is that she's just a person. She never asked to come out of a game, Meyer added. Usually, when she'd come out, it only took about 20 seconds before she'd just kind of turn and say, "Can I go back in now?" I've never met someone who loves the game as much as her. Clark has been playing in front of sold-out arenas, facing hecklers and double blocks since she was 16. But whether it was high school, college, or the WNBA, nobody has figured out a way to stop her yet.